Hey, I'm Brian Van, SportBikeTrackGear.com, and today we're going to do a product review on the all-new Alpinestars GP Tech V3 race suit. Before I say anything else, man, this is beautiful. This matches my bike so perfect. I like this suit so much. I'm not going to send it back to Alpinestars. I'm keeping this bad boy. This retails for $19.99 as of the time we're shooting this video. Please understand, if the price changes, we don't reshoot the video. Only if the product itself has been fully redesigned. This is the same price as the previous version, the V2. And I got to tell you, the V2 is a great suit. I have one of those. We've sold a ton of those. We have a lot of happy customers in those suits. This is a massive leap forward. I'm going to show you just how they got there and explain the differences between the two. It's also important to understand this is Tech Air compatible. We're going to talk about sizing extensively because that's one of the things we can really help you with these videos, especially when it comes to race suits. We're going to show you examples of me wearing this with the Tech Air vest in, which it is in right now, and with it out and just using a back protector. For most riders, you would wear the same size race suit whether or not you're going to use the Tech Air vest. Like anything, there's exceptions to that. If you're literally right on the top of the scale for, say, a 54, and you've got it pretty much topped off with a back protector, odds are it could be a little too tight with the airbag. That's where our team here comes into play. We'll spend all the time it takes to get you sized up and make sure you're ready to ride in this thing in comfort and be protected. Okay, that's one of the things I think separates us from the competition. Sizing breakdown now. 5 feet 11 inches tall, 197 pounds, 33-inch waist. I'm wearing a size 54 Euro in this. The airbag is in it now. Caleb is going to show you some footage of me with and without the airbag. He'll clearly outline which is which, so you can use that to help benchmark the best size for you. In the previous version, the V2, I wear a 56. That's actually the size that I own now. Alpinestars has redone their suit sizing, and we saw it first with the GP Pro V2 that was released in the spring of 2019. Now we're seeing it with the Missile Ignition and also the GP Tech V3. They didn't just take the suit and cut it bigger everywhere. Didn't just take a 56 and label it a 54 now. Even though this fits similar to the 56 they had, they used some 3D, some body mapping to help produce a cut that is simply better and more efficient for when you're on the bike. And I'm going to show you right now, one of the biggest examples of that is going to be in the seat of the suit. If you're judging the fit standing up right now, you're like, dude, it looks like you got a load in your pants. All that material needs to be there so you don't overtax the stretch panel. I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to squat down, and you're going to see that just fills up the seat of the suit now, right? And it looks like it should look. Now I still have all that stretch panel. I'm kind of hunching my shoulders, bending over further to stretch and be mobile on the bike. Remember, the suits are not cut to be worn in an upright position walking around. They're cut to be on the motorcycle. So with this in particular, there is definitely more material in the seat. I'd also like to point out just the cut of the arms. Notice no motion panel in the elbow, but look at all that pre-curve. Right there. That is the spot when you're on the bike, and it's not a big stretch from there to there. It feels almost no resistance. The legs are the same way. There is about the natural position. It's like almost 90 degrees, right? It takes such little effort to move around in this thing when you're on the bike, and it's not even broken in yet. They improved the fit in the arms. The sleeve length is a little better. This suit still uses the combination of kangaroo hide and cowhide. I don't know which panels are which, and at the end of the day, I don't think it's super relevant. They'll typically use in the impact zones the cowhide because it simply holds up better. You can get more crashes out of it. It's more durable in the end. They also have employed some new technology with this particular suit where they're bonding an aramid mesh fabric to the backside of the leather, and you can kind of see it. Can you see that pattern right there, Caleb? We're going to show you this in the second part of the video very closely when I take it apart, where they're bonding this aramid knit on the back side of the leather. So now you have the abrasion and tear resistance of the leather plus the additional layers that are on the inside. There is a ton of protection. The stretch fabric that they used on this one compared to the V2, to me, this looks to be even a higher end stretch fabric. We have the overlay here, the aramid fabric overlay at the V of the elbow. That is one of those areas where when you low side, that loves to hit the ground, okay? That's just going to help protect that seam. You'll see that carry over in the knee area. Those are two vulnerable spots because it kind of folds up a little bit there. Here's your Tech Air LEDs. If you're able to drag your elbow while you're on the track, they have a replaceable elbow slider, okay? I can drag my elbow, but it seems that only happens when I'm crashing. Integrated shoulder slider. Integrated knee slider. It also has a grip panel on the inside to help you grip the motorcycle more efficiently, so you don't have to squeeze as hard as with your legs. Just use less energy to ride. Replaceable GP knee pucks. This is a decent pair of pucks. They have a reasonable life cycle to them. Armor that comes with it. CE certified armor in the elbow and forearm, shoulder, knee and shin, and also in the hip. The armor in the hips is adjustable. You can move that and really fine-tune the fit. The pieces they use, they're just big enough to cover the hot spot right on the hip. I would highly recommend that you leave those in there and maintain that protection. There is a lot more technology to this, and really a look from the inside out is the best way for me to show you that. Another big up on this compared to the previous one is look at that perf. This suit has a tremendous amount of perf. This might be one of the most perforated suits that I've seen from Alpinestars yet. If you can't tell, I'm really excited about it. The comment about me keeping it is 100% not bullshit. Sorry, Alpinestars, this one will not be in the box. I will actually be riding in this one when the embargo drops and we're able to turn these videos live. Okay, now we're going to cover installing the Alpinestars Tech Air Race Vest in the new GP Tech V3 race suit. We're going to use my airbag, right, that I've been riding in for the last couple of seasons to install in the suit. One of the first things we have to do is we have to come up here at the base of the neck, and we need to expose this big Velcro flap right here that attaches to the back of the airbag. You can see that there are two panels. When you expose that, you're going to want to go ahead and Velcro the liner of the suit to the innermost panel, thus exposing the flap like so. You take this thing off, the snap attachment, you're not going to use that if you're running the airbag. In each of the arms, you're going to find two patches of Velcro. One that is rectangular shaped, another that is circular shaped. Those are going to attach to the arms of the vest, here and here. You've got that patch there at the back, base of the neck. And then you also have the yellow zips at the breast of the suit, which we'll cover as we move through the installation. When I do this, the first thing I like to do is just kind of slide it into the suit like so. And I like to begin with one of the two arms. I'll kind of grab a hold of the liner and pull it out, exposing the Velcro patches. And we're going to do the best we can to give you a close look here, but please understand the access is kind of tight. Take your time lining this up. You want to get this as close as possible. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to kind of gloss over that. But when I do the install for my suit or for Max's suit, I like to make sure that everything is lined up as good as it possibly can be. That increases the comfort when the airbag is in the suit. All right, and then I'll come to the other arm and repeat that same process. I am really digging the blue colorway here. It matches the color that we're painting our bikes here at STG. The minute I open this thing, I'm like, yeah, that's my next suit right there. Just matches so good. It's cool to see one of the manufacturers bring back blue. You know, blue is one of those colors that it is gorgeous, but it's never been the biggest seller historically. It's cool to see A-Stars putting that back into the catalog. Get that circle lined up. Okay, now I'm going to slip that down in here. I like to take and feed the arms of the vest down into the suit like so. Make sure nothing's folded over. And then you've got that big patch here at the back. The reason this is so tall, it allows you to adjust the height of the airbag for comfort inside the race suit. And I would encourage anyone to take the time to experiment a little bit, trying to find the spot that is best for you and your build. Once you have that Velcroed, we'll go to the zips. Fold this little flap over. It's going to expose the yellow colored zips. Zip that down. Go to the other side. Simple mirror image here. And then, of course, you need to plug the unit in. Expose your cord. Try and turn this just a little bit. Here, we've got the legs of the suit hanging over, makes this kind of tough. Expose the cord. I'm not going to turn the switch on, but you would also want to make sure that you've got it turned on. Slip it down into the suit, and your airbag's installed. You're good to go. Okay, fully removable liner, and here is a massive improvement as compared to the V2. This zips in at the cuffs, zips in at the ankles, and then zips in here at the body, so the liner is going to stay in place perfectly. I love my V2. It's a great suit, and I've seen some racers and riders out there in V2s that have done a lot of crashing in those things. They've held up really well, but the liner has been a little bit of an issue. You know, it could kind of come loose a little bit. It's not the end of the world, and once you really get the suit broken in and get used to taking it on and off, it stays in place. But with this one, that is going to be a non-issue. Here's a takeaway. Man, oh man. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for it. I don't know what it is, and I don't care to know, but they're still putting the waterproof pocket in the liner. If you want to wash this, medium temps, right? Mild detergents, line dry it. Do not throw that in the dryer, no matter what you do. Okay, armor that's included with the suit. Here is your knee and shin. Soft shell, right? Plenty of protection, moldable, flexible, comfortable. Same concept here in the shoulder, elbow, and forearm. Here is your hip armor. This is your Nucleon hip armor. Perforated. This stuff, when it warms up, it becomes very, very moldable, flexible, and comfortable, right? And this is right on the hot spot in your hip. It is meant to absorb and manage the impact there. From my last crash, I can kind of feel that, right? That stuff is really effective. It's nice that it's included. The suit also includes pockets to accept chest armor if you plan to run it. They are just inside the liner. Right here, Velcro pockets. You can slide the Nucleon chest armor in there if you'd like to add that to the race suit. There is a lot of technology here, and there's some brand new stuff that Alpinestars has brought into play, and I want to jump right into that and show you that now. Turn this thing inside out a little bit, and I'll show you the inside and the outside of the suit so you can fully understand what's happening here. This is an aramid fiber net that is bonded directly to the inside surface of the leather. That is going to increase tear resistance and abrasion resistance. I don't have the figures as to how much, but that is the heart and soul of why it's in there. Now, when you look outside of the suit, you can really, man, that blue is just dead sexy. Look at that pattern right there. Okay, you can kind of see it on the outside of the leather, and you see it terminates right here, and this becomes smoother. You'll note that in different areas on the suit. See here? In the elbow and forearm area. Wherever they're using that, you can kind of see that on the outside of the leather, and it's probably part of the process where they bond it to the leather. It's really cool to see them bring this technology into the consumer race suits. Stretch fabric that they are using is a really robust, strong, tear-resistant fabric. They have these aramid fiber overlays here. You'll find them at elbow, via the elbow. That is a spot, boy, that just seems to find the ground when you crash right there. And this is going to help prevent wearing through the stretch fabric. So you'd have to go through that first and then through the stretch fabric. You'll find the same thing here on the outside of the knee. The shell of the suit is using a combination of kangaroo and cowhide. I don't know exactly which panels are which, but what I can tell you is from experience, typically in your crash zones, right? Your shoulders, your seat of the suit, the back, they're going to use the cowhide there because it's just simply more durable. That's just the bottom line. It seems to hold up through more crashes. You can use the kangaroo. It's lighter, typically a little thinner in the non-impact zones. Areas perhaps like the chest, the inner thigh, you don't very often see those impact the ground in a crash. Inside of the suit, you can see here is the wiring harness for the Tech Air race vest. This race hump is hollowed out, and they do have a pass-through here. I'm assuming that that is probably for a water pack, if that's something that you're interested in doing, right? You'd be able to run that through there. I don't see any kind of loops or anything on the outside of the suit, so I don't know exactly what you would do to secure the drink bag, and honestly, I don't know that that's a feature or benefit that people are really utilizing very often on the racetrack. Internally inside the suit, when you get into your impact zones, like say the elbow and forearm, here is that reinforcement that we talked about that's bonded to the leather, and also where the elbow armor is, you have another layer of leather. They use that as a pocket to hold the elbow armor in place. That's just simply more material, more abrasion resistance. In the shoulder area, the shoulder is slid into a floating pocket. This is another panel of leather here. Here is the pocket for the shoulder armor. So that allows the armor to move around and kind of find your shoulder. The cup of the armor will find your shoulder and just makes the suit more comfortable. This also adds more abrasion resistance for the rider. If you happen to wear through all the panels inside, you have this last line of defense on top of your armor. Externally on the suit, integrated shoulder slider, elbow slider, that is a replaceable puck. Here are the LEDs for your Tech Air vest if you're going to add that, and that's something that we're big fans of here. We all ride in it. We think it is well worth the investment. Add that to your suit. It really takes the protection to the next level. One thing I'd like to point out is notice we don't see a motion panel here in the elbow. They have changed the fit pattern of the suits. They're using this body mapping system to help get the suits cut into the most appropriate athletic position when riding the bike. So they're able to do away with that motion panel here, and it kind of debulks that, and now you have just this large panel of leather right here, and it's going to be more tear and abrasion resistance. The back of the suit, very large perforated leather motion panels. Perforation here at the top of the race hump. You can see that they're using stretch fabric to help deal with airbag deployments now all through the back side of the neck. So when the airbag expands, that stretch fabric has the ability to move quite a bit and allow for the airbag to fill inside the suit and protect the rider. Some segmented perf here. That race hump itself is perforated. Back of the suit, we have multiple layers of leather. We're going to show you that again here in the seat. That is definitely a slide and impact zone. Aramid fabric, reinforced stretch fabric all through the crotch, back of the legs. They still offer the expansion panel. If you're bigger in the calves, you need more room there, simply open that zip. I know my son Max has got big calves. He needs to use those. So on his missile suit, those are both open. Comes with replaceable knee pucks, of course. Flipping the suit back over. We'll focus a little more now on the knee. You can see, look at that heavy pre-curve, plus there is a stretch panel. Lots of mobility there. There is a little grip panel on the inside of that integrated knee cup that helps you to hold on to the motorcycle. It allows you to squeeze a little bit less, get a little more grip, just makes it easier to ride the bike. Little segmented perf here. Inside, you see a little foam is built there for energy management. Another layer of leather. There is a tremendous amount of protection in this area itself. Perforation on the suit. You can see that as compared to the previous model, there is a tremendous amount of perforation here. All through the chest, sides of the abdomen, tons of perf here on the upper portion of the thigh. All the stretch fabric you see too, that's going to allow air to exchange and flow freely. Tremendous cooling is possible within this suit. Just want to come back inside here, and this is one of the primary slide and impact zones, the seat of the suit. And look at all that reinforcement there. plus another layer of leather. They have a tailbone protector. It's integrated and stitched into the suit. Here is the panel where the hip armor velcros to. There is a measure of adjustment here. You're able to fine tune that and really get it to suit you. And that drop seat, this floating drop seat, also serves as another line of defense for abrasion when you're sliding down the racetrack. So in this particular area, which is one of the primary crash areas, there is a tremendous amount of reinforcement. Okay, now let's talk about the things I really like about this suit and those that I don't. I'm going to start off with what I don't like about it, and this is pretty minor. I said it earlier on. It's going to be this waterproof pocket here in the chest. I just don't understand the need for it. It just adds a little bit of bulk in there. I think they could absolutely eliminate that from this. This is a racing suit, not really a road riding suit, so they could get rid of that. Pretty minor takeaway. What do I like about this suit? I love that bonded aramid reinforcement they're adding to the leather strategically in the impact and tear zones. I love the CE certified armor that comes in it, the hip armor that's included in it. The fact that you're able to install the Tech Air race vest, I mean, that is the next level of protection, right? How can you not love that? The new cut too, the new body mapping cut is absolutely amazing. The fit pattern is very different from the previous model, and I think it's a big step forward.